Hello, baseball fans, and welcome to the campus of Benjamin Franklin Middle School for this afternoon's Piedmont District Baseball Contest between your 9-3 Franklin County Eagles and the visiting 9-3 Trojans from Tunstall High School. A big game here in the Piedmont District. Franklin County's last year in the Piedmont District. Franklin County coming off of a big trip last week to Myrtle Beach over their spring break. Wrapped up that little showcase. 2-2, as we said, to bring their record to 9-3. Joined today by Mike Doyle. Going to have a good baseball game on our hands today. Got Cameron Mullins on the mound for the Eagles, and you've got Josh White on the mound for the Trojans.
Tunstall always brings in a good team here, and today with good, nice, beautiful spring weather, those pitchers will get good and loose today. And, of course, Mullins did a great job last time we saw him at I think it was Stanton River that did such a wonderful pitching job out there. I think you'll see some good pitching, but I tell you, these two offenses are really powerful as well.
Absolutely. Setting the defense for the Eagles to start this ball game. Chitwood at first, Cooper at second, Kent at third. Merrick's going to be the shortstop. Williams, Basham, and Forbes left to right around the outfield. And our battery today, as we said, Cameron Mullins on the mound. Hunter Kennedy behind the plate in the first. 3 due up for the Trojans here in the first. You see there Grant Elliott swinging at the first pitch. He's going to pop out to the first baseman for the first out of the game. We got Logan Prezette and Josh White, the first 3 due up for the Trojans. And Mullins making quick work of Elliott there.
Yeah, Chitwood having a little trouble with that one out there on first base, but reeling it in, that's the main thing. You see it tailing away from him right at the last minute, but made a good play on it for the first out.
It's going to bring up the right fielder, number 1, Logan Prezette. First pitch strike for Mullins. If you saw the last game against Stanton River, Mullins works very quickly on the mound. Going to keep it outside, see how far he can get away with the blind guys. Again, our officials, good calls, bad calls, and no calls all season long, brought to you by the good folks at Budget Blinds. Brings that one back in for strike 2. Mike not letting you get a word in edgewise there as quickly as Mullins working.
I tell you, that's okay. He's going inside, outside, working it high and low and making short work of Pritchett for the second out.
That'll be the first strikeout of the game. 2 up, 2 down for the Trojans here in the top of the first. It's going to bring up the pitcher, Josh White, his first plate appearance here. Mullins would love to go 3 up, 3 down. Hard grounder down the third base line.
Just foul. Just foul.
Catch this one on the replay. Took that high bounce over the bag.
Yeah, that could have been called either way, but guys down there in that blue shirt had the best angle on it, I think, and he calls it foul.
Good call there. Quickly, 2 strikes on White. Mullins looks to end the top of the first here. It's going to foul that one away high behind the plate. Out of play.
Mullins with a good pitch there, in tight on White. Trying to get that third strike swinging. White doing a good job, just make contact.
3 up, 3 down. Mullins, 2 strikeouts. And a 1-pitch at-bat to Elliott to start the ball game. That's going to be quick work for the Trojans there. Give us an opportunity to thank our sponsors of Eagle Baseball right here on your neighborhood network. Cable 12, Erie Insurance, Redwood Fuel Oil and Propane, Rocky Mount Chiropractic, Franklin Finance, Rhodes Ferguson Stone Attorneys at Law, Christina Deffenbaugh with Weichert Realty, Budget Blinds, and the Baymont in Rocky Mount. All great sponsors of Eagle Baseball right here on your neighborhood network, Cable 12. Mullins hasn't lost a step after that spring break week. Like we said, Mike, they played 4 games over last week, though.
Yeah, they did, and that this time of year with the good warm weather, that does nothing but build confidence. And you know, with the level of competition they had down in Myrtle Beach, and come out split 2 and win 2, lose 2, not bad. And I'm sure they had a little fun on the way down and back too.
Absolutely. Setting our defense for the Trojans. to start this ball game here in the bottom of the first inning. Barker at first, Elliott at second, Martin at third. Criswell going to be at the shortstop. Yeats, Young, and Pritchett around the outfield left to right. Josh White will be on the mound, and Bird will be behind the plate. First three due up for the Eagles here in the bottom of the first inning. Going to have left fielder Michael Williams, right fielder Easton Forbes, and the pitcher Cameron Mullins. And after that quick work there in the top of the first, the Eagles would love to put some pressure on here and pick up a couple runs in the bottom of the first.
Yeah, and I know White out there on the mound would like to change it up a little bit. He's got a good fastball, brings it in there, but these Eagles will hit a fastball, and they'll make quick work of it. So I did see in his warm-ups some crooked balls coming in there. He's just going to have to get those over the plate and make it tough on these Eagle hitters. If he throws a good, solid fastball in there, we're going to have a long, maybe a short game. These Eagles can really put the wood to it.
In our last game against Stanton River, Franklin County, especially in the first part of the ball game, came out swinging in early counts. They wanted to get the bat on the ball, put it into play. It didn't bode as well. They started scoring a lot of their runs, and they were a little bit more patient at the plate. So we'll see what the Eagles decide to do here with White on the mound, if they're patient or if they're just looking to get the bat on the ball here early.
And I think it depends on how White gets it over early. If he show him he can throw a strike, they'll forget about trying to make him work and start hitting it.
This is the left fielder, Michael Williams. Be swinging at that first pitch. Fouls that one away, 0-1 the count.
Williams, good speed out there. If he puts it in play, it makes it tough on those infielders that have to hurry to throw over to first.
That's a luxury that the Eagles have. A lot of speed at the top of that lineup before you get into the power section with Mullins and Chitwood. Pitch is going to be a little bit off the plate. Evens up the count at 1-1.
Coaches Barry Shelton and Aaron Hagler got this lineup really tailored. They've got a good speed and good contact man leading off, and a wonderful bunter and good speed in second place. Just a good opportunity to get some runners on base.
Pitch high and inside, 2-1 the count, nobody out. We're in the bottom of the first. If you're just joining us, quick work of the Trojans in the top of the first. 3 up, 3 down, 2 strikeouts for Mullins. And White has found himself in a hole here, 3-1. That one high and outside.
Letting that fastball getting away from him high, not following through. May not be quite warm enough yet.
Hard hit ball to Elliott, able to field it. Gets it over there just in time as Williams puts the speed down the base paths, but it will be the first out of the ball game for the Eagles.
I tell you, there's no gimme on Williams. He can really get down that line. Just didn't have enough time on that one.
Given another opportunity in the game, I think Elliott's going to be charging that ball next time.
Yeah.
Seeing that Williams only about a step and a half late on that one for making it to the bag. It's going to bring up Easton Forbes, the right fielder, number 1. Ooh, take a strike off the inside part of the plate.
Just missed a kneecap. Another inside pitch. Another chance over there for Elliott.
They'll turn that one as well. As you said, Forbes tight in on the box, tight in on the plate. White does a good job jamming him on the inside. Forbes is kind of protecting away on that one.
When Forbes getting the call on that, White getting the call on that first pitch inside actually, and getting the strike call was a big advantage for White.
It's going to bring up our pitcher, number 21, Cameron Mullins for the Eagles. 2 outs already. Pitch is going to stay high.
Had a little crook on it, but out of the strike zone.
1-0 the count, 2 outs, bottom of the first, no score on our Franklin Finance scoreboard. Pitch is going to stay high once again, 2-0 now the count.
White's got good speed, but he's just not warm yet, and he's not following through. I think you'll see that get better if he has an opportunity to stay in there long enough. If these Eagles jump on some bad pitches or try to go for some bad pitches.
White's working his way around the strike zone. That one outside, 3-0 the count. Takes a little bit of off of that one. Pushes the count to 3-1.
Better not do that with this one, I wouldn't think.
Mullins able to get the barrel of the bat around on that one. Fouls it off. Full count now, 3-2. Good job here by White to work out of the 3-0 count to bring it full. Tries to break that one off. Going to be high. That will be a walk for Mullins. First base runner of the ball game for either team. He'll have a pinch runner.
Logan Mason going in to pinch run.
He's going to bring up the first baseman, number 20, Grayson Chitwood, with a runner on and 2 outs. That was a big opportunity, though, for White to get out of this inning. That young man doesn't want that base runner to come back to haunt him. Going to keep that one high.
White working inside to these left-handers. Really good opportunity here for a hit and run to go down. It's pretty big opening there. Of course, the first baseman Barker holding the runner on.
Count's going to go to 2-0. Back-to-back pitches inside. If you're White, also the last thing you want to do is compound your problem. You know, throw this one away, move the runner down to second, all coming off of a walk. But once you get that first base runner, things can get a little dicey. Good move back to first. Going to be a little bit late as Mason's able to dive back in.
Mason was looking away on that one, I think. Yeah.
Pitch is going to stay high, just out of the zone. 3-0 the count. Back-to-back at-bats for the Eagles. Have been ahead in the count, 3-0. Put runners on first and second. As Chitwood will draw the second walk. Back-to-back walks. Bring up the center fielder, Noah Basham. Big opportunity now here for the Eagles with 2 outs.
Basham with a good stick, good speed out there in the outfield too, and good opportunity here for a play.
Runner in scoring position for the Eagles. Going to be a chopper. It's going to be a tough play, but will be made by Criswell. He definitely made it difficult. That's going to be no harm, no foul, as we've made it through 1 inning of play. Franklin Finance scoreboard still tied at 0. We're going to be right back. You're watching Eagle Baseball right here on your neighborhood network, Cable 12. Back now to start the top of the second inning. 2 up here for the Trojans. Designated hitter Seth Bonner, catcher Elijah Bird, and left fielder Hunter Yeats. Count even at 1-1. Mullins put the Trojans 3 up, 3 down in the top of the first. 2 strikeouts. He's not thrown a lot of pitches so far, Mike.
Yeah, he's definitely not wasting many. And just as I say that, he goes off the plate with that one, but still not too far off. It was worth a shot.
2-1 the count, nobody out. Leadoff batter here in the the top of the second. Count will be evened up at 2-2.
Bonner with a good level swing at that one. Real fortunate that he didn't make contact with that swing.
He's going to get just a piece of that one. Count's going to stay even at 2-2. Get this defensive swing there by Bonner.
Yeah. It was too close to take.
It'll be the 3rd strikeout in a row for Mullins. It's going to bring up the catcher, Elijah Bird. Good at bat there for Mullins. Really feeling things here. He's retired by strikeout 3 of the 4 batters he's faced so far.
Mullins working real smoothly. He had a nice hit there.
Great hit there by Bird. Right back up the middle.
First base runner for the Trojans.
Seeing eye single. We catch that one on the replay. So he just got the barrel of the bat around on it. Nice seeing eye single right back up the middle. Give the Trojans their first base runner of the ball game.
Yates with an opportunity here to get their pinch runner down to second. I'll get that number here in a minute.
I think it's 23, Covington. The pinch runner. Oh, and 1 the count, 1 out, 1 runner on. Kennedy tries to frame that one, evens the count up at 1-1. Going to keep that one outside. 2-1 the count now. There you see Covington down at first. Pinch running for the catcher, Bird. Mullins looks to work back to first. Thank you for just joining us. We're in the top of the second inning. A 2-2 count, 1 out, 1 runner on. Franklin Finance scoreboard empty.
Mullins fighting back with a nice breaking pitch there. Inside, Yates going after that one. Barely getting a piece of that one to stay alive.
Count stays at 2-2. Runner going on the pitch. Kennedy fires it to second.
Beautiful throw by Kennedy. Had him out by a half step. Wonderful throw.
Strikeout, throw out to end the top of the second. I don't know if we have that one on replay, but Hunter Kennedy could not have thrown the ball any better down to second as Covington had nowhere to go. Covington had a great jump on the ball, great speed down the bases, but just a perfect throw here by Kennedy.
Boom. Shotgun right on target. Perfect.
Can't ask for anything better there.
I'll tell you, Merrick done a good job of putting that ball down, too. Had him plenty of time.
Due up here in the bottom of the second for the Eagles. Third baseman Colton Kent, shortstop Braden Merrick, and the catcher, you just saw there, Hunter Kennedy's going to get a chance to hit here in the bottom of the second.
Well, that will really cut the faucet off with these folks trying to steal against Kennedy. You throw out that first one, you pretty much got it the rest of the day unless you just fall all over yourself the rest of the game.
Pitcher Josh White has faced 5 Eagle batters through 1 inning of play. He walked 2 in the power part of the lineup for the Eagles of Mullins and Chitwood. Was also able to force 3 ground balls to get out of the inning without giving up a run.
Yeah, really fortunate to get out of that one without giving up a run. And you're really not bad pitches, but he just wasn't around close to the plate. He's got really good stuff if he can get it right around the plate.
You said White start to loosen up as this game goes on. Get through that first inning now. You're going to start to see a little bit better pitching, I would think, now that he's loosened up a little bit more. A warm spring afternoon here. Feeling like baseball weather, Mike.
Oh, it does. It does. Colton Kent, a left-hander, he'll probably come in on him as well. Like I say, he's going outside trying to get that.
I'm not saying he wasn't trying to come in on the mic.
Well, maybe not. But he's been bringing it inside and on these left-handers. Colton Kent has really got the power. He can tap one. Takes a cut at that one.
Pitch stayed high, but looked too good for Kent. Count even at 1-1. Nobody out, nobody on here in the bottom of the second. Good breaking pitch. Going to stay high, though. White hasn't been able to get that one in the strike zone this afternoon.
Bend that back leg just a little bit, and that's probably the last thing that warms up is that push-off leg.
Kent's going to foul that one straight back. Count even once again at 2-2. This is something we saw out of White, too. He'll get in a hole early in the count, but is able to work his way back into it.
Well, too, they've got the aggressive batters of these Eagles. It could be trouble.
Good contact there by Kent, but he's going to ground out to Barker at first. 3-1 on the putout for the first out of the bottom of the second. It's going to bring up Braden Merrick, the shortstop. Both of these pitchers working quickly from the mound.
Nice pitch. Had a little break on that one. Quick breaking pitch. Had Merrick fooled anyway.
Ahead in the count, 0-1. Takes
Nice
it back
base
low.
hit.
Merrick going to dig deep for that one. Puts it out in the right field. The first base hit of the ball game for the Eagles.
He goes down and takes this one inside out. It's the way you got to hit that pitch, especially tailing away from you like that. I think it was another one of those quick breaking curveballs.
So it's going to bring up the catcher, Hunter Kennedy. Runner on first, 1 out.
Kennedy leaning away from that one, and that ball catching the outside corner for a strike. Nice pitch.
White tests his luck there. Takes it a little further outside. A little bit too far there. Count even at 1-1. 1 out, runner on first. Still looking for that first run of the ball game to break this one open.
Kennedy right up on the plate.
Good turn on that one. Drives it over the left fielder, Yates. That's going to score at least one, you would think. Going to hold the runner at third.
Good job of getting that ball in quick out there by Yates.
It's going to bring on the pinch runner, that's actually going to be Bailey Hall to run for the catcher in Kennedy. But you see it there on the replay. Kennedy turns on that one, gets his hips through the ball, gets the barrel of the bat around. Good extension. Had just a little bit of breeze today. That one would have been gone, Mike.
Yeah, no.
But now a huge opportunity here. Runners on second and third for the second baseman, Dawson Cooper. Just 1 out here in the bottom of the second. Cooper can get on here and possibly score a run. It'll bring up the top of the order for the Eagles. First pitch out of the zone for a ball.
That was a nice pitch.
2-0.
Called low.
Yeah, 2-0 the count. Pitch was almost a mirror image. The first 2 pitches that he threw to Kennedy. Brings that one back into the zone. Fouled off by Cooper. 2-1 the count. 1 out. Runners on second and third. Most importantly, the Franklin Finance scoreboard still empty. Eagles would love to change that here in the bottom of the second.
Cooper behind those fastballs.
They're going to say Cooper swung at that one.
Yeah, I think he's went for it, committed.
Count evened up at 2-2. Breaking pitch going to stay high. Full count, 3-2. If you're White, you do not want to load the bases here and bring up the top of the order with just 1 out.
Yeah, you definitely don't want to walk the 9-hitter. And he did.
Does just that. Third walk of the ball game for Josh White. We'll bring up the top of the order in Michael Williams, the left fielder, grounded out to the second baseman. Bird's going to go out and have a little bit of a conversation with his pitcher, White. Get him calmed down here. As we said, runners on first, second, and third. Bases loaded with just one out. Not a good position here for the Trojans.
Yeah, it's a really good time for the pitcher's best friend that double play, but it sure would be a good time for a home run, wouldn't it, Kevin?
Absolutely. Pitch is going to stay outside 1-0. Christina Deffenbaugh would love it.
That's
to be
right.
a time for a home run, too, with Weikert Realty.
Sure would. This Great American Game is brought to you by the folks who are keeping the great American dream alive in Franklin County. That's Christina Deffenbaugh at Weikert Realty. If it's time for a home run in your life, contact Christina at 540-420-0485 when it's time to buy or sell your single-family dwelling. You can also email her at christina.drealtor@yahoo.com. That's Christina Deffenbaugh, 540-420-0485, or email christina.drealtor@yahoo.com. Guys, it'd be a great time for a home run.
Absolutely, with bases loaded. Strike called on the outside part of the plate. Williams not probably in agreement with that call by the blind guys. Again, Budget Blinds bringing you our good calls, bad calls, and no calls all season long. White has worked back to a 3-2 full count.
You know, like you said earlier, he's doing a great job of digging out of these holes, but right now he's got no place to put him.
Williams going to foul that one off. Too close for comfort. Count's going to stay full. Again, just one out here. Bases loaded. We said Williams grounded out to second in his first at-bat. Pitch is going to stay high. That will bring in the first run of the ball game in the form of Braden Merrick.
A little unusual there, White trying to get that breaking ball that has not been over there. In a real tough position. Just couldn't get it to come back in there again, so got a run on the scoreboard for the Eagles.
4 straight batters for the Eagles have reached base. A single, a double, and 2 walks here in the bottom of the second. As we said, the Eagles putting the first run on the Franklin Finance scoreboard. It's going to bring up right fielder Easton Forbes, who also grounded out to second in the bottom of the first. Still facing a 1-1 count with 1 out, bases loaded. Big swing there from Forbes. Puts him behind in the count, 1-2. Forbes going to hit with the strikeout. A lot of movement on that pitch. Looked like it was going to stay high, but gets the call from the blind guy. It's going to keep the bases loaded with 2 outs, bring up the pitcher Cameron Mullins. And if you're the opposing pitcher, you don't want to have bases loaded with Mullins coming up to bat.
No, you don't. Hard hit ball right at the shortstop Gristle.
That will end the inning. The Eagles leaving runners on first, second, and third. After 2 innings of play, the Eagles on top 1-0. Going to be right back. You're watching Eagle Baseball right here on your neighborhood network, Cable 12. Back now to start the top of the first inning. Bottom part of the order here for the Trojans. We have the third baseman, Dylan Martin, first baseman, Thomas Barker, and the center fielder, Dylan Young. Mullins has struck out 4 of the last 5 batters, and 4 of the 6 batters he's faced. It'll be a slow roller out to Cooper for the putout. As we said, Mullins has not thrown a lot of pitches so far in this ball game, Mike.
That's right. Just now getting to the bottom 3 in here in the third inning. That's can't do much better than that.
In first baseman number 20, Thomas Barker, looking at something going here for the Trojans. Trojans do have one hit on the afternoon from their catcher, Elijah Bird.
Nice pitch. Barker missing that one under it. Just a little bit, pitch a little bit inside and really tough to get around on as fast as that Mullins is bringing it. And then coming back with that breaking ball outside. Good differential in speed there.
Count even at 1-1 with one out. Keeps that one outside. Gets the call by the blind guys. Puts Mullins ahead in the count 1-2. Equal opportunity on that pitch, though, Mike.
That's right. I think he might have fooled a man in blue, looked like. And he called another one. Nice. When you're getting that call, you just got to keep going after it. That's the way. When you learn where they're calling it, that's the way you want to throw it, especially if the guy can't reach it.
And Mullins, too, also has that change of speed. You know, he's got his fastball, but then he's able to pull back just a little bit, get just a couple more mile an hour. That makes a big difference coming across the plate. You saw that there on the strikeout. That's the exact same pitch he just threw, Mike.
Yeah, hey, when you can't reach it, that's a good place to throw a strike.
0-1 the count, 2 outs. Just a bit outside on that one.
Maybe a little too far. Got to be a stop somewhere.
This is the center fielder, Dylan Young. Turned that one
on the fist.
It's going to be an error on Kent. Catch it here on the replay.
Yeah, we got a little spin on it coming off that bat, in on the hands like that, and Kent maybe looking up a little quick before he caught the ball, going to throw that one a little bit before he caught it. First error for the Eagles tonight.
Officially scored as an error as well, Mike.
How about that? We agree.
Dolan's going to bounce that one in. Looking back, Young at first. Going to bring up top of the order here in the top of the third. Second baseman Grant Elliott flew out to the first baseman on the first pitch of the ball game.
Nice dig up by Chitwood to get that short hopper.
Runner on first, 1-0 the count, 2 outs here in the top of the third. Eagles on top, 1-0. Opportunity here.
Can't let that one eat him up, and was backing up on it. Anytime you start backwards on a one like that, you really don't have a chance at it. I don't believe he could have thrown him out if he'd made a good play on that one, but still, it's definitely an error.
Going to put runners on second and the third. And bring up the right fielder, Logan Pritchett. Struck out in his first at-bat. The Eagles look to work their way out of this inning without giving up a run with 2 outs. 0-1 the count. Foul that one straight back. 0-2 the count. Big opportunity here for Mullins. Well ahead of the count to get out of this.
Yeah, so far Pritchett helping him out quite a bit too, and going after that high fastball. You might see that one again. Okay.
Stays outside.
Low breaking ball.
Yeah. Kennedy tried to frame it up there for the man in blue, the blind guys. Doesn't get the call. 1-2 the count. Runners on second and third, 2 outs. Here in the top of the third.
Hard hit ball. That could be in the hole. And it is.
It's going to score 2 runs to put the Trojans on top, 2-1. Pritchett will be down at first. Good effort there by Easton Forbes out in right field.
Yeah, it was in the hole all the way, though. You could tell I had a good angle on it. He really had a long way to go. Would have thought maybe the center fielder might have had little better chance at it, but it was just almost exactly between left and center fielders as they were positioned. Pritchett coming up with a very timely single to score 2 runs after a couple of errors.
He's going to bring up the pitcher, Josh White. He struck out in his first at-bat. Opportunity to help his cause here with a runner on first. He's behind the count 1-2 with 2 outs. Mullins now giving up those 2 runs, but loves to get out of the inning here. Good hard hit ball by White. Fielder's choice for the 3rd out. The Trojans put 2 runners across. They take the lead on the Franklin Finance scoreboard 2-1. Important here for the Eagles to respond here in the bottom of the 3rd, Mike.
Absolutely. Eagles going to have to get on this White before he gets those breaking balls over. Right now he's not getting them over, and might want to give him a few pitches to see if he can throw a strike. Get a few base runners out there and see if they can make the best of this time here. And you got the bottom of the 3rd inning, and White looking better and better all the time, and coming out of these the first inning was a big opportunity for the Eagles to get something going, and he dug out of that without getting behind in the game.
Eagles also left bases loaded there in the bottom of the 2nd.
Yeah.
Big opportunity. This also gives us a chance to thank our wonderful sponsors of Eagle Baseball right here on your neighborhood network, Cable 12, Erie Insurance, Redwood Fuel Oil and Propane, Rocky Mountain Chiropractic, Franklin Finance, Rhodes Ferguson and Stone Attorneys at Law, Christina Defabal with Weichert Realtor, and Budget Blinds, as well as one of our newest sponsors of Eagle Baseball right here on your neighborhood network, the Baymont in Rocky Mount. So again, we thank all those wonderful sponsors of Eagle Baseball right here on your neighborhood network, helping you bring Franklin County High School athletics and all of the other great programming that we have right here on your neighborhood network right into your living room, whether it be on our wonderful station with Chantel, or whether it be on our Facebook page, our Twitter, our Instagram, our YouTube channel, or our website, cable12ynn.com. It's hard to tell where you're going to be watching all this great content from things going on right here in your backyard. But we can't stress it enough. As much as we love having you watch it right here on your neighborhood network, get out and enjoy one of these ball games, whether it be a baseball game, softball game, soccer game, lacrosse game, tennis match, whatever it is. Get out and enjoy it and support these student athletes as they put a lot of work in. A lot of work by these coaches as well, Mike.
That's right, and it's a good opportunity, and we really appreciate the opportunity to get out and see these guys play and girls. It's I'll tell you, I think we're getting to have another game or 2 this week, and next week it's time for the big push at the end of the year. So get out and see some of this good sports out on the athletic fields of Franklin County High School.
Absolutely, and depending on when you're watching this Friday, upcoming Friday, not quite sure the date there. Grab it for you here in a second.
23rd?
Yeah, the 20.
That's today.
That's
it's
today.
26th.
So, yeah, this upcoming Friday. Big opportunity if you want to see a great softball game. 2 great Piedmont District teams in Franklin County and Halifax County going to be meeting, and we here at Cable 12 will be there as well. We're going to have a strikeout to start the bottom of the 3rd. For Grayson Chitwood there striking out.
I know White is getting tougher and tougher as the game goes along, and definitely was a good at bat for him on that strikeout.
Brings up the center fielder Noah Basham, grounded out to the shortstop in his first at bat. Out in front of this count, 1-0, 1 out, and no runners on.
Basham grounding out to short his first at bat with 2 runners on.
Basham ahead in the count here, 2-0.
Hard hit ball, could be in the hole, and it is.
Basham a chance to get out. Open space here. He's going to hold up at second.
And Noah Bastion with the double for your Franklin County Eagles.
Almost hit the exact same spot that Kennedy hit his earlier in the second.
Good cut there, and definitely knew it was in the hole. Didn't know whether it looked like it might have actually gotten out. It really was actually stopped right at the base of the fence out there.
15, Colton Kent.
Going to bring up the third baseman, Colton Kent. Rounded out to first in his first at-bat. Runner in scoring position down at second. Behind in the count 0-1. A lot of movement on that ball by White.
It did, and his pitches are looking stronger. He just got that one to bash him a little high in the strike zone.
Big cut there by Kent. He's in the hole 0-2.
Kent behind that one quite a bit. When White rears back, he can really throw it.
See what White does here ahead in the count. Kent's going to pull that one. May reach out of play. And it will. Good contact, just foul.
2-strike count now.
See all smiles down there at second base.
We'll see if White is getting any closer to being warmed up with, see if he can get this the placement on this breaking pitch away from Kent.
He's kept those breaking pitches a little bit high to start the ball game. They haven't dropped off over the plate.
He reached back and took a fastball and threw it right by Kent. I guess he saw something that in the first 2 strikes.
His third strikeout of the ball game. He's going to bring up the shortstop, Braden Merrick. He singled and scored the lone run of the game for the Eagles so far in the bottom of the second. Still have a runner out there on second with 2 outs. Form of Noah Basham. Merrick ahead in the count 1-0.
See, that was a great pitch right there. He's bringing that breaking pitch on down in the strike zone, and they're going to have to swing at that ball.
Evens up the count at 1-1. Eagles would love to tie up the score here, at the very least. Big cut by Merrick. Swing and a miss puts him behind the count 1-2.
White is becoming dangerous out there on that mound, getting those breaking pitches close to the strike zone. Like that one. Nice pitch.
3 strikeout inning for Josh White. The Trojans still on top 2-1 as we get ready to head to the top of the 4th inning. We're going to be back with more Eagle baseball right here on your neighborhood network, Cable 12. Designated hitter Seth Bonar. Making a single off the first pitch from Mullins. See here on the replay.
Well, let's look at this. Let's see if he got a.
Now it's play for Tulsa with the runner on first.
I don't know, did they?
Just out of the reach of Kent.
Yeah, no, didn't give him an error, so I won't either.
Brings up the catcher Elijah Bird. Runner on first, nobody out. Trojans starting to catch up with Mullins here. One point Mullins had struck out 5 of the 7 batters he'd faced. Behind the count here 2-0.
A nice pitch. Bird just didn't go after it like he was supposed to.
Pushes the count to 3-0. Striking the outside part of the plate. 3-1 the count now. No outs. Runner on first. The Franklin Finance scoreboard showing the Trojans on top 2-1. Beautiful hit there by Bird. It's going to put runners on first and second. Back-to-back singles for the Trojans. See it there on the replay. Just gets around on the ball. Hard hit ball.
Nobody there because Chitwood over covering first.
Coach Shelton's going to go out and have a discussion with his pitcher. And we'll take a quick break. You're watching Eagle Baseball right here on your neighborhood network, Cable 12. Coach Shelton having a conversation with his pitcher, Mullins. It's like Yates may be getting ready to lay down the bunt.
Good opportunity here to get a couple runs over in scoring position. Yates struck out his first at bat. Chitwood way in here and got a fly ball. Good play there by Kent to get that fly ball and put the brakes on that play they had going there. Your only job to do is get that ball on the ground, and it is so hard, especially when that pitcher knows you're going to bunt. He's going to have some high, hard fastball. And the harder it is, the higher it pops up when you get it out there. Good play there by Kent.
Brings up the third baseman, Dylan Martin, grounded out to second.
I have to say, and as well, Mullins, he knows what pitch to throw when that guy is definitely going to bunt like that.
So runner on first and second. We're going to be fouled off into the dugout. High the count now 0-2.
This Tunstall team really good fundamentally, good coach team. Always have a good fundamentally sound team. Really a good heritage down there. They got a lot of people that went on to majors, college, played the game.
That was strike three, Mike.
They're having a discussion there. Obviously, Martin lost.
May have been trying to call time, even though it didn't appear that way.
First baseman, number 20.
Well, umpire does not have to call it, and if he don't call it, it's no time out.
Not to mention a great pitch from Mullins, though.
Sure. Oh, that was another one.
Liked it so good, he threw it again.
Yeah.
So now you've got an 0-1 count here with 2 outs, runners on first and second. Bringing up Thomas Barker, the first baseman. He struck out in his first at-bat. Turns that one.
Foul. Just by a little bit.
It's the second hard hit ball down the third base line that just went just foul for the Trojans. Kicked up the dirt, but no chalk there, Mike. Big break there for the Eagles. Count now 0-2. 2 outs.
If they come out of this without letting them score, it'll be a big plus.
That one's going to stay foul. If Barker could straighten that one up, he could put a big dent on this Franklin Finance scoreboard.
Well, Mullins is throwing everything at him. It's some of the best breaking balls I've seen tonight. Keeping it away from him, making it hard to pull down the third base line. Just like that one. Good pitch.
7th strikeout of the ball game for Mullins. Gets out of the jam there. Trojans up 2-1 after 4.5 innings of play. And Mike, time now for our Rocky Mount Chiropractic adjustment of the game. We've got a tight one here, but the Eagles have an opportunity to at least tie it or take the lead here in the bottom of the 4th. But both teams looking really strong here this afternoon.
Well, I think what Franklin County is going to need to do is not count on the big ball to get it. They're going to have to start right now, which is number 8 hitter, trying to manufacture 1 run at a time. They've got, here it is, the bottom of the 4th inning. If they manufacture one run, get a tie, then they're back even with them. And Mullins is really pitching good. But one thing about it, that White, he is coming around and really, as you see him out there on the mound, he is warmed up and has got that breaking ball coming down the middle and actually good control of it, getting it off of the plate and doing a great job. So I think Franklin County needs to try to manufacture a couple of runs and get them up by one at least.
You know, when you look at the scorecard so far, you look at the Tunstall scorecard, Mullins has done a great job, faced 3 batters in the first inning, 3 batters in the second inning. You look at that third inning, those 2 errors, those back-to-back errors have really been the difference in this ball game as far as defensively for the Eagles. Those 2 errors resulted in 2 runs for the Trojans. Then you look it over at the scorecard for Franklin County. In the first inning, they had 2 outs, then had 2 runners on walks from White, and weren't able to score there. You look at that second inning, they left it with the bases loaded, only scoring 1 run there, and then 3 strikeouts. White faced 4 batters, struck all 3 of the 4 out in the third inning. So really the offense starting to slow for the Eagles. They had their opportunity there in the second. So I think if you look towards the bottom of the fourth here in the rest of this ball game, taking those opportunities and making something out of them is what the Eagles need to do. And that's our Rocky Mount Chiropractic adjustment of the game, brought to you by our good friends at Rocky Mount Chiropractic, Dr. Marlene Skillen and Dr. Kim Skillen, bringing you the best in chiropractic care right here in the heart of Franklin County. Their office located across from the beautiful campus of Franklin County High School. So whether it's a sports injury, a motor vehicle accident, or you just need that basic tune-up, be sure to give the folks at Franklin Finance a call, and they will help you get or keep your head on straight. And again, we thank them for their continued support of Eagle Athletics. It doesn't matter what game we're doing, whether it be basketball, football, baseball, softball, Mike, they all need adjusting.
Absolutely. Got to have a Rocky Mountain Chiropractic to adjust them. Everybody needs a good adjustment every now and then.
We have Hunter Kennedy. He's going to go down. Get there. Strike 3 the call for the first out here in the bottom of the fourth. Going to bring up Dawson Cooper. He reached on a walk, but was left stranded on second in his first at-bat. It's going to come high and inside for ball 1.
White really getting tough to hit now. A little bit more confident in his pitches.
He's only struck out 5 of the last 7 batters he's faced, Mike. I think he's got a lot of confidence, but he's now behind in this count 2-0 with 1 out.
Cooper hung in there the second inning and got a base on balls, but just really having to fight back here with 2 balls, 1 strike count.
Swing and a miss there by Cooper. Evens the count up at 2-2.
That's a wicked breaking ball, and catcher's having as much trouble as the batters trying to round it up.
Cooper with a 2-2 count, 1 out. Pitch comes inside once again. Does not break back across the plate as White wanted it to. Brings the count full at 3-2.
It sure does get Cooper back on his heels, I expect. You'll see this little breaking ball here. There it is. Oh,
doesn't get the call back. It's going to be Cooper's second walk of the ball game. Pitch looked good from here.
Yeah, good break there by the Eagles to get that number 9 man on first base. Brings up the top of your lineup. Williams with good speed and good contact hitter. Definitely would like to move him over.
Williams grounded out to second in his first at-bat, walked in his second. Was left stranded at first in the bottom of the second. Big lead out at first for Cooper. First pitch going to stay high, 1-0. Top of the order, you wonder if the Eagles would look to manufacture that tying run here, Mike.
You know, wouldn't be a bad time for a hit and run because you got a that base runner over on first base. It really opens up a good section of the infield on the right side. Hit and run would definitely move that runner to probably third base.
Pitch catches.
But it's really, White is just really in control out there, and it's going to take that breaking ball to the right side for a hit and run is tough. That's not an easy pitch to hit. Now, if he was just throwing the fastball, they may could do it a little better, but we'll see if they can pull it off.
Ooh, Cooper takes off.
That's another way to do it. It works.
One hopper by Bird gives Cooper the opportunity for the stolen base. So Cooper's had 2 walks and a stolen base.
I'll tell you, Cooper, for a number 9 batter, doing a great job of doing his part out there to get runners in scoring position.
2-1 the count, 1 out, as we said. Runner on second in the form of second baseman Dawson Cooper. Michael Williams takes a big cut at that one, fouls it away. 2-2 the count.
Williams heading down toward third base on that one. Had to adjust. There must be some wicked movement on that ball right there.
2-2 the count. Foul that one away.
Good job to make contact with that one and keep his bat alive.
Count will stay even at 2-2. Thank you for just joining us. Franklin Finance Scoreboard has the Trojans on top 2-1. Here in this one, Eagles do have a runner on second. Count even at 2-2. Blooper out into shallow right field. Elliott will settle under that one for the second out of the inning. Bring up Easton Forbes, who's grounded out to second and struck out in his 2 at-bats.
Forbes usually a good contact hitter. Be a good opportunity here for Eagles to score a run on a base hit. But as I said, White is really tough to hit out there. They're really having a hard time making solid contact now.
Good pitch there. Catches the outside part of the plate. Puts White ahead in the count, 0-1. 2 outs, runner on second in scoring position for the Eagles. Forbes looking to reach base for the first time here this afternoon.
Nice pitch.
Catches the outside part of the plate once again. Really opens up the count here for White. Ahead in the count, 0-2. See what White decides to go with. Has had success. The breaking pitch.
That's a good base hit. It's going to score a run. Get back on first base there at least. That's how you do it right there. Easton Forbes letting up on his swing here, not trying to kill it, just trying to make contact, and does his job and gets that run scored. Second. Good piece of hitting there.
Ties up the Franklin Finance scoreboard at 2 runs apiece and brings up the pitcher Cameron Mullins. He walked in his first at bat and flew out to the shortstop lined out to the shortstop in his second at bat. White's going to keep that one outside. Does not really give Mullins a good pitch to hit through 2 at bats. Forbes down at first with speed as well. Good cut there by Mullins. Evens up the count at 1-1.
Good change up there with White. breaking pitch. Umpire, I'm sure, said that he went after that one.
Mullins behind the count now, 1-2, 2 outs. Runner on first. Tie ball game. 2-2 here in the bottom of the fourth. Good move back to first. White thought that he had Forbes.
Forbes pretty quick over there, but he did catch him leaning and made it a close play.
White with a little bit of an open stance there. Gives him that opportunity for a quick move down to first. Mullins able to get the barrel of the bat on that one to foul it off. Count stays at 1-2 with 2 outs. White pulls back, throws a little bit of heat behind that one.
You know, he's had a hard time getting that low fastball over. His high fastball's been pretty accurate.
2-2 the count, 2 outs. Runner on first. Mullins will strike out to end the fourth inning of play with our score tied at 2 apiece. We're going to be back with the top of the fifth. You're watching Eagle Baseball right here on your neighborhood network, Cable 12. Your top of the fifth inning, Dylan Young.
That's in the hole. Going to be extra bases.
He's going to turn second, find his way back. Leadoff double for the center fielder. Dylan Young's going to bring us to the top of the order. Second baseman Grant Elliott. Good level swing there.
Yeah, definitely a positive point as a number 9 hitter.
Pitch going to stay low there. 1-0, nobody out. Runner on second. Tie ball game here. Great afternoon of baseball. Again, get out to the ballpark. See some great baseball.
It could be trouble, too.
That one's going to be in the gap. That's going to at least score 1, you would think. Going to make the turn around third. Dylan Young going to score for the second time today. Back-to-back doubles here for the top of the fifth for the Tunstall Trojans.
That's hard to beat that. That high fastball got away from him a little bit high, and Elliott waiting on it. He drove it deep.
Makes the score 3-2 in favor of the Tunstall Trojans. Nobody out, runner on second. Mike, when your pitcher's pitching a good game as far as White is, not to say that Mullins isn't pitching a good game here, but you really start to gain that confidence at the plate. Young, you got the bottom of the order there, reached on an error in the bottom of the third, ended up scoring. You got Elliott at the top of the order. He reached on an error and scored, and now you've got back-to-back doubles. So a lot of confidence here for the Tunstall Trojans.
Absolutely, and that, like I say, that pitcher has a lot to do with it out there. They know they see blood when you got a pitcher pitching like White is. There's 3 straight hits, and he's going to score a run here. So these Trojans coming out to try to get a little bit of insurance.
It's Pritchett's second single of the ball game. He's 2 for 3. See, just right back out to the gap, 4-2.
Took it high outside fastball and just drove it opposite field. We're going to have a discussion on the mound. Barry Shelton coming out and talk with his crew.
While they do that, we'll take a quick break, too. You're watching Eagle Baseball right here on your neighborhood network, Cable 12. After the discussion, Mullins, good move to first. He's going to pick off Pritchett for the first out of the ball game.
He says, sir, I don't want to go.
See, that's the first out here in the top of the fifth. And we have the pitcher, Josh White. Behind the count, 0-2. 1 out. Nobody on base now after the pickoff.
Mullins broke that one off a little bit before we got to the plate. That's always good to let you see one. Doesn't hurt anything with 2-strike count. Nice breaking pitch for strike 3.
I think White knows what that feels like now.
Yeah. Yeah, he's pulled off several of those today.
No doubt about it. You just slowly turn around, look at the umpire, and
Go sit down.
Yeah.
Designated hitter number 7, Seth Bodar.
Opportunity here. Nobody on. 2 outs for Mullins if he can get out of this inning. He's going to bring up Seth Bonner. 1 for 2 on the day. Has a single, but was stranded at second in the 4th and struck out to lead off the 2nd.
Nice breaking pitch. Bonner just leaning backwards on that one. There's no way he could have hit that one if it.
Hard hit ball out to left field. No doubt about that one, though,
And after
as
a
Williams
at the top of the 5th inning,
will handle it.
the Trojans score 2 runs.
That will
with 3
end the
hits.
top of the 5th. Trojans on top of the Franklin Finance scoreboard, 4-2. But it will bring up Grayson Chitwood, Noah Basham, and Colton Kent. Middle part of the order here for the Eagles in the bottom of the 5th. They're going to start needing runs here in a hurry, Mike.
Yeah, you know, the Trojans did a lot of damage with the little people there in that top of the 5th inning, making the most of everything. Those 2 doubles working together, and then they ended up with a single, actually a double after that, wasn't it? Or single after that. You end up getting 2 runs out of that. Is making the most of what you get.
Said leadoff batter here in the bottom of the 5th will be Grayson Chitwood. He's walked and struck out in his 2 at-bats. Noah Basham has grounded out to the shortstop and then doubled on a big hit in his 2nd at-bat. Colton Kent has grounded out to first and struck out in his 2 at-bats. So all 3 of those batters would love to turn their afternoon around in a big way. Trojans with 7 hits, Eagles with 4 hits and 2 errors. Just a little flurries by the Trojans have been the difference in this ball game.
Yeah, and they're also taking advantage of small errors that pop up out there, and they ended up with 2 errors, getting 2 runs, and then getting 3 hits and getting 2 runs out of that. Just making the most of what the other team will give you.
Nobody up in the bullpen for the Trojans, so it's going to be White for the foreseeable future.
Well, I see no weakness. Actually, the first 2 innings was his weakness. Now they've got to deal with it. He's bringing it to the Eagles. And that breaking ball is really working out there. Good warm weather. It's nothing better for a pitcher's arm. Makes it feel good.
Through 4 innings, he has 6 strikeouts and 4 walks. He's give up 4 hits and 2 runs.
Pitching from the stretch.
Out ahead in the count, 0-1.
A little bit odd. Wonder why. Just to make me wonder why.
Hard hit ball on this one. Cannot hold on to that one.
Break there for Chitwood, reaching on his first opportunity today. Well, he had a base on balls earlier. You're right there.
That'll be an error on Criswell.
Now stepping in for the Eagles with the runner at first. Third baseman number 17, Noah Basham.
He's up. Basham had a big double. Only hit of the 3rd inning. Love to do the same here with a runner on first. Nobody out with his team down by 2. Breaking pitch going to stay high and outside.
I tell you that psychologically, an error can just really eat you up and get something big started with no outs. That's a tough place to start off with an error.
That breaking pitch going to stay high, 2-0 the count. White definitely carries his emotions on his sleeve.
Oh, yeah.
Pitch is going to stay low. Good strike back down to first. It's going to keep Chitwood honest. Not sure if Barker was ready for that one. A little off the bag.
Yeah, Barker did a good job of rounding that one up, doesn't he?
3-0 the count, nobody. That'll be a walk. Basham. An error and a walk to start the bottom of the fifth.
Could be the beginning of something big here in this inning. Got the coach going out and trying to calm his pitcher down.
Also going to have a pinch hitter for the Eagles in the form of number 2, Logan Mason. While they're having a conversation, we'll take a quick break. You're watching Eagle Baseball right here on your neighborhood network, Cable 12. After the conversation, going to have the pinch hitter number 2, Logan Mason, stepping into the box. Runners on first and second. Nobody out. Corners in, maybe expecting a bunt here.
I think you're right.
White brings it high and inside. Doesn't give Mason an opportunity on that one for ball 1. Corners will sneak in even closer with Mason. White needing to find the strike zone, 2-0 the count.
Good eye there by Mason not to go after that one.
Eagles looking to move the runners around into scoring position. Down 2 runs, 4-2 on the Franklin Finance scoreboard. Pitch stays low and outside. For a called strike 1, 2-1 the count.
Bunt down third base would be a base hit, pretty much.
She's going to stay high, 3-1 the count. No outs, runners on first and second.
Because your pitcher's not coming off a mound toward third base. He's got, when you got a guy over there at third having to hold the bag, he's got to field this position right there. And good job by the third baseman. He still got in there on that one. Bunted a little hard, but it did the job to get the runners over in scoring position.
Runners on second and third, 1 out. That will bring up the shortstop, Braden Merrick, who has a single and scored. First run of the ball game for the Eagles, and struck out to end the bottom of the third. See what he can do here with 1 out and runners on second and third.
Took a cut at that one. Just a little bit out of front of it. Nice change of pace there for White.
Hear a collective breath from both sides of our stadium here today on that cut.
Don't know why the third base not playing in, but good play there by the catcher, Bird, to keep that one in front of him.
Count 0-2, 1 out, runners on second and third. If you're just joining, it's been a great ball game here in the Piedmont District on this spring afternoon at Benjamin Franklin Middle School.
Like letting that one get away from him.
It'll be ball 1. 1-2 the count now. Is Merrick going to have to play defensively here? Foul that one off. I think that's going to be off the wrist of Bird. That man looks like he's okay.
Yeah, he wouldn't rub it.
He thought about it.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, I'm sure he thought about it.
So 1-2 the count, 1 out still with runners on second and third. Big opportunity here with the Eagles down 4-2 on the Franklin Finance scoreboard. White doesn't get the call on that pitch.
That was a good pitch. Might have been a tad high.
Evens up the count at 2-2. Again, our good calls, bad calls, and no calls all season long, as well as our umpires, brought to you by the fine folks at Budget Blinds. Style for every season, a style for every point of view. So if you're looking for that gift that you can open all year long, be sure to give the folks at Budget Blinds a call. They'll come out, they'll give you an estimate, they'll do the measurements, and they'll come back and do all of the installation. And you can just enjoy your new window coverings as Merrick will go down on strikes for the second out here in the bottom of the fifth. We'll bring up Hunter Kennedy, who doubled but was left stranded on third in the second and struck out to lead off the fourth.
Sure wouldn't like to get these runners in. Good opportunity to get the score tied back up with a base hit.
White gonna change balls here. Not happy with that one.
White just a notch above what he was the first double that Kennedy got off of him earlier in the game.
The count, runners on second and third, 2 outs. Beautiful pitch there. White doesn't get the call again. Evens up the count at 1-1. Kennedy gonna get timed. White starting to get a little bit shook there on the mound.
Quick pitch there. It's one to the umpire and the call time on that one.
Pushes the count to 2-1, 2 outs, runners on second and third. Kennedy could open this ball game up with a big hit, but White could also end the inning. That one's going to be outside. 3-1 the count. Three and 1, 2 outs. It's going to stay high. Kennedy's going to load the bases.
Big opportunity now. Cooper has been on base 2 times. Got a base runner coming in. That's Bailey Hall. Running for the catcher.
Bring up Dawson Cooper, who has walked
Twice.
both of his at-bats, scored and stole a base here. So 2 outs, bases loaded, team down 2 runs. Good block at the plate there by Bird.
Oh, said he went. Appealed that one to the base umpire, and he said he went.
So 0-1 the count with 2 outs.
I expect Bird asked him to appeal that one. Good move there on Bird's part. Now there's 2 strikes.
Bases loaded. 0-2 count. 2 outs. Second baseman Dawson Cooper puts the bat on the ball. Takes a bad hop. Eagles have an opportunity here. Now the play at the plate. Both are going to score. Cooper's going to go to second. Tie ball game, runners on second and third is the Eagles.
Cooper with a heck of a game. Hard hit ball. It did, I think, hit off of Criswell's foot out there, but hey, that ball was hit really hard. Good opportunity here to continue this inning with two outs. Still have runner in scoring position.
That will bring White's day to an end. As we make the pitching change, we're going to be right back. You're watching Eagle Baseball right here on your neighborhood network, Cable 12. Runners on second and third here for the Eagles. Ball game tied up at 4, 2 outs. We'll bring up the left fielder, Michael Williams.
Hunter Yates, big leg kick. The left-hander really makes it tough to follow the ball when you're not used to it. Bringing a little bit of a slower pitch.
2-1 the count. Big cut there by Williams. Yet not the velocity that they saw out of White.
Big change in speeds. Just off of the plate.
3-1 the count as the Trojans look to get out of this bottom of the fifth. Eagles would love to put the go-ahead run across the plate. Count goes full 3-2.
That's a good pitch there, bringing the fastball low and inside.
High pop up down the third base line. Inning is retired for the Eagles. After 5 innings of play, Franklin Finance scoreboard is tied at 4. We'll be back with our last 2 innings. You're watching Eagle Baseball right here on your neighborhood network, Cable 12.
The catcher, number 2, Elijah Bird.
Leading off the top of the 6th inning for the Trojans, the catcher number 2, Elijah Bird. He's 2 for 2 on the afternoon with 2 singles. Unfortunately for him, left stranded. Both at bats. He's going to lift that one high. Left side of the infield. It's going to be an error on Kent.
Basham, I think, out there has moved him over to third.
Tunstall, the pitcher, number 8.
17, yeah, that's Basham.
Also, first baseman, a courtesy runner now in the game, number 23, Joseph Covington.
Big error there for the Eagles.
Covington's going to come on to run for the catcher Bird. He's going to bring up Hunter Yates, left fielder, struck out and flew out to third. His 2 at-bats.
And now,
I found that one straight back.
Now he's working on the mound for the Trojans. So we've got a lot at stake in this at-bat. Cut it down. Mullins with a nice fastball outside.
1-2 the count, nobody out, 1 runner on. Score tied here in the top of the 6th. Good poke out into left field. That one's going to venture out of play and foul. Count will stay at 1-2. That one's going to bounce in. Yates will strike out.
He struck out.
Nine strikeouts on the afternoon for Mullins.
It's probably the toughest call in umpiring is that check swing. Umpire's doing a great job here this afternoon.
Brings up the third baseman, Dylan Martin. He's grounded out to second and struck out in his 2 at-bats. Come up with 1 out, 1 runner on. Just wanting to keep Covington honest at first.
You definitely don't want to get that runner over to second base where he can score on a base hit. Martin not happy with himself missing that one. He was going to bunt for a base hit on that one.
Evens up the count at 1-1, 1 out.
He gave him a really good pitch to do that with, too. That's why he's mad at it.
Steps back, fires this one into center field. It's going to be corralled for the second out of the inning. Covington's going to stay at first.
No other option. Good hit ball, but right straight at Basham. Not Basham, but right there.
It's a long ways out there, Mike.
It is. I got to get my glasses checked.
Brings up Thomas Barker, the first baseman. He struck out twice. His 2 at-bats. Well, would love to make it a perfect 3 on the day. He's behind the count 1-0 with 2 outs, 1 runner on first. Tie ball game.
Hunter Kennedy may get an opportunity to see if he can chuck another one down to second base here.
It's a high fly ball out to left field.
It's deep. It's deep. And it's gone.
So 2 strikeouts on the day for Barker, and he makes the third one count. Home run to give the Trojans a 6-4 lead. Big at bat.
He reaches down and golfs this low fastball, and Mullins was. Right here you go. You see him just down here. I knew it was hit really high and really long, but it did make it over just barely. But that's why they put the fence out there where it is. So big 2-run drive.
Brings up center fielder Dylan Young. Reached on an error in the 3rd and then doubled and scored in the 5th.
Could be trouble. Easton Forbes making a good grab there, or actually Cooper come up with do a little communicating there.
Now we'll end the top of the 6th with the Trojans up 6-4. We're going to take another break. You're watching Eagle Baseball right here on your neighborhood network, Cable 12.
Easton Forbes, Cameron Mullins, and Grayson Chitwood. Now at the plate, lead off the bottom of the 6th inning for your Franklin County Eagles. Right fielder number 1, Easton Forbes.
Right now, start at the bottom of the 6th. Easton Forbes will lead off here for the Eagles.
Oh, nice breaking pitch. Yates finding the range on that little breaking pitch. These Eagles going to have to let up on that swing just a little bit and make contact and get some base runners.
Breaking pitch there. 1-1 the count, nobody out. Forbes struck out. He's also grounded out to second, as well as singled with 1 RBI on the afternoon. Pitch comes high and inside for ball 2.
Thought maybe Easton was going to lean in and take one for the Gipper. Oh.
Hard rib down first base. Forbes turns first. Gonna have a play here at second. Slides in, no doubt about that one. Good hustle by that young man.
Absolutely.
Puts himself in scoring position. And just like you said, Mike, waits on that pitch, turns it hard down first base. Really made a tough effort there for Barker, but was going all the way around first.
Absolutely. When he left home, he knew he was going to try for second base. And that's what you got to do, make up your mind quickly and don't let up all the way. Good hustling play by Easton Forbes.
Brings up the pitcher Cameron Mullins, who has a walk, line drive out to the shortstop, as well as a strikeout in this ball game. But he's got a runner in the form of Easton Forbes down at second in scoring position with nobody out. Could really help out his cause here. Tying run at the plate.
Hard hit ball deep. That ties it up. No!
Off the
Just
top
about
of the
6
fence.
inches.
Forbes will score. Mullins will come to second. Big swing there by Cameron Mullins. Back-to-back doubles for the Eagles.
Cameron Mullins with an RBI
That will bring up the go-ahead run.
Well, you know, Mullins had to provide most all of the power on this one because it was a little bitty hanging, breaking ball from Yates out there, and just barely looked like maybe a foot from that yellow line, if that much.
Still, nobody out. Runner on second in the form of the pitcher.
No outs and the runner at second. First baseman, number 20, Grayson Chitwood.
It's going to be a pinch runner. It may be Bailey Hall down at second.
Base
Good
hit.
turn there by the first baseman, Grayson Chitwood. That's going to score the tying run. RBI. Will Turner.
Will Turner, that's right. Nice job of hitting here, taking that inside pitch and going away with it.
Now at the plate.
Line drive
Third baseman,
single.
number 17, Noah Basham.
This was the big chance you took taking White off the mound. And he got in a little bit of a jam and bringing Yates in. You've lost the velocity. And now the Eagles have had an opportunity to see a couple pitches from Yates, and they've really teed off here in the middle part of the lineup. So nobody out, runner on first in the form of Chitwood. Brings up Noah Basham. He's got a walk and scored in the fifth. He doubled and was left stranded in the third and grounded out to the shortstop in his first at-bat. Throw back to first there. Keep Chitwood close.
Eagles just keep fighting back. Down a couple of runs, and then they'll fight back. And it's been that way the whole game. Just a good effort here by these Eagles to stay in this ball game. They would like to. I know Mullins would love for them to get a couple of runs ahead, so they wouldn't have to be so tight here going into the seventh inning.
Absolutely. Picking up that go-ahead run would be huge, too.
It would.
Force the Trojans to score. A lot of times that can put you in bad situations, knowing that you need at least that one run to keep the game alive. Basham, a little behind that one. Trying to be patient and wait on it.
Yeah, as we said a little earlier, the difference in the velocity of the fastball between White and Yates is a pretty good difference. These batters are in the midst of adjusting to that with a couple of base hits here. Actually, 3 straight.
Trojans do have a pitcher warming up in the bullpen in the form of Riley Hill. If his services are needed this afternoon. Yates looks to break that one off, fouls it over the first base dugout. Just want to thank our camera work today. Great camera work all afternoon long down the first base line. Got Taylor Chitwood, Jamey Singleton down the third base line, and Steve Oakes in the van making it all come together. 1-2 the count. Nobody out. Make it 2-2. Runner on first. We got a tie ball game here in the bottom of the 6th inning. Just want to thank our wonderful sponsors: Erie Insurance, Redwood Fuel Oil and Propane, Rocky Mountain Chiropractic, Franklin Finance, Budget Blinds, Rhodes Ferguson and Stone Attorneys at Law, Christina Deffenbaugh, and the Vaymont Inn in Rocky Mountain. Defensive swing all the way there from Basham. Assistant Coach Aaron Hagler bringing in, it's like a new case of baseballs there that have been fouled off the right by Basham.
Been storing them up over there. Oh, nice pitch.
A little bit low there. 3-2 full count. Nobody out. Runner on first, tie ball game. Big pitch here in the ball game for Basham. See what Yates decides to go with here. Stays outside. Basham tags it. Almost a double play. But Chitwood will stay at first. Good contact there by Basham. Not much you can do there.
It was a hard hit ball, but just a nice play out there by Elliott to keep that one in the infield.
See there, made a good throw back. A little bit wild, though, but Chitwood has to stay at first. It's going to bring up Logan Mason. Playing out in center field now. That Basham has moved over to third base. He's able to advance the runner on a bunch in his first at-bat when he came on in the fifth. Also be interesting to see what Coach Barry Shelton does here with a tie ball game in the bottom of the sixth, just one out. You got a runner down on first. Do you look to advance that one around? Are you swinging away here?
Well, I would put some kind of play on. You got to have one run at a time anyway.
Pitch is going to stay high, 2-0 the count.
One big advantage is Mason has not had to face any pitchers today, so this is just a matter of trying to time Yates out there instead of the difference in White and Yates.
Pitch stays low and in the dirt, 3-0 the count now with one out. Game is really slowed down here in the latter half. Had a quick moving first couple of innings. Eagles got the scoring started in the bottom of the second. Top of the third, the Trojans responded. Eagles tied it back up in the bottom of the fourth. Both teams have scored 2 runs in the last 2 innings.
Well, that's one way to get a runner in scoring position, and Mason walking.
It's going to bring up Braden Merrick, who singled and scored the first run of the ball game, but now is struck out in his last 2 at-bats. Breaking pitch inside part of the plate, ball 1. It could score the go-ahead run. The Eagles are able to score here in the bottom of the 6th. It would force the Trojans to score in the the top of the 7th to keep this game going. Be a pop-up in the infield here. Elliott will squeeze that one for the second out.
2 big outs. Definitely Kennedy would like to
Now coming to the plate.
get one of these runs in.
The catcher, number 22, Hunter Kennedy.
Big at bat here. Runners on first and second. 2 outs. Kennedy coming to the plate.
He's got a double, a base on balls, and struck out once today.
He's been left stranded at third. His last 2 at bats. It's going to find its way into center field, but Chitwood sliding, coming back in.
Really didn't have the opportunity to run. The umpire had done call timeout before he made the move to second base there. So actually, Hunter Kennedy called timeout, and he gave it to him.
Pitch is going to bounce in. Good block there by Bird.
Bird has done a really good job today, from that wicked curveball of White's to this left-hander that's hard to follow out there with a big leg kick. He's doing a good job behind the plate.
1-0 the count, 2 outs. High breaking pitch going to stay to the outside, which is the count to 2-0. Yates here, it's important if you're going to get the out to get it here with Kennedy, because Dawson Cooper at the bottom of the order for the Eagles has reached in all 3 of his at-bats today. Pitch will stay wide. 3-0 the count.
Yates overthinking his pitches a little bit now. I think he probably just needs to grab back and turn it loose.
Ball 4. Put Kennedy on with his second walk of the day. Bring up Dawson Cooper. Has 2 walks, a stolen base, and reached on air by the shortstop. In his 3 at-bats, he's scored and been left stranded at second twice today. Have a pinch runner come on for Kennedy. It's going to be number 8, Bailey Hall.
First base, number 8, Bailey Hall.
Really a good opportunity here for the Eagles. Could break this wide open with a double. Could score 3 runs.
Making pitch once again stays outside. Want to know the count? 5 straight balls for Yates.
Hard hit ball straight at the second baseman, Elliott. Third out.
After 6 innings of play, Franklin Finance scoreboard tied at 6. And Elliott's definitely saved the inning there for the Trojans. We're going to be back with the 7th inning. You're watching Eagle Baseball right here on your neighborhood network, Cable 12. Back now to start the top of the 7th inning. He's going to have the top of the order for the Trojans. Then at the bottom of the 7th, you're going to have the top of the order for the Eagles.
No excuses here. Got the top on both of them. See how far they get down in the lineup.
Elliott, second baseman, flew out to the first baseman on the first pitch of the ball game, reached on an error in the 3rd, but scored, and then doubled and scored in the 5th. So it's had a great afternoon at the plate so far. Hard grounder to the third baseman. Ooh. But a great stop there.
Kennedy, he's doing a great job getting down that line. That's the toughest play in baseball, is that catcher going down to back up at first baseman, and that's fundamentals there, guys. Keeping that runner on first base. I think we've seen the last of Mullins. Coach saw sort of what we had discussed in warm-ups.
Yeah, starting to get a little tired here on this warm afternoon. Well, we're going to take a break. We'll be back with more Eagle Baseball right here on your neighborhood network, Cable 12. A new pitcher on the mound for the Eagles here at the top of the 6th inning with nobody out. Runner on first will be number 20, the first baseman, Grayson Chitwood. Cameron Mullins, see his day come to an end, giving up 9 hits, giving up 6 runs. 9 strikeouts and no walks.
Really a good day for Mullins. A couple errors behind him, and they still came back, and actually the biggest part of the difference in this game is that one inning.
I pop up down the left field line. May run out of real estate.
Oh, good play. Dawson Cooper. Oh, no, I'm sorry. It's Michael Williams down there in left field.
See on the replay, real estate started to get very thin.
Great
play for the first out of the ball, or the inning. Kennedy going to have to block that one.
Get the runner Elliott going on that pitch anyway.
So runner in scoring position down at second brings up Jason White. Started out the ball game on the mound, moved to left field. High fly ball deep to left field. Williams going to give chase. Makes the catch. Gets the ball in quickly to hold the runner at second.
That's a smart coaching move there to hold him at second because you can score it from second with 2 outs just as good as you can from third.
So Chitwood's going to be working with 2 outs, runner on second, ball game still tied. He's going to be facing the designated hitter, Seth Bonner. So Singleton was stranded at second. He's also flew out to left field and struck out, so he's 1 for 3 on the day. Right back to Chitwood. Great job there by Merritt.
Absolutely.
So hold on to that ball, get a good grip on it, then let her rip to first.
Really a good thing that Chitwood couldn't get his hand on. I was afraid he might tap it. If he did, then he would not have had, Merrick wouldn't have had a chance at getting if he slowed that ball down in it. I tell you, chalk that inning up, though, to Williams, and good play out there in left field to pull out 2 outs.
So it's going to bring us to the bottom of the 7th inning. Ball game tied at 6 on the Franklin Finance scoreboard. We're going to have the top of the order coming up for the Eagles, so you're not going to want to miss any of this. We're going to take one more break. You're watching Eagle Baseball right here on your neighborhood network, Cable 12. Back now to start the bottom of the 7th inning. Leading off for the Eagles, left fielder Michael Williams, who made a big presence over the top of the 7th inning with 2 big putouts. He has walked in the 2nd. It's the lone time he's reached base. 0 for 3 on the day. Looks to lay down the bunt. Surprise gone on that one, Mike.
Yeah, that was a good opportunity to get a runner on the base. I like it. But there's no surprise now, so you have one chance to do that. When you open that door, you lose the element of surprise. Oh,
High fly ball. Play will be made by Martin. First out of the inning. Bring up Easton Forbes. He's 2 for 4 on the day. He has a single and a double, as well as a strikeout. Rounded out to the second baseman.
Number 1, Easton Forbes.
We got the scoring started in the bottom of the 6th. We'll see if he can do the same here. Eagles needing just 1 run. Good breaking pitch there. Must have stayed a little high. It's going to be ball 1.
I thought he called it a strike, but he done this right here, but I guess I just misread it. Hard hit ball, deep. That could do it. That could do it, just barely.
Off the bottom of the fence. Forbes. Almost with the walk-off.
How about that number 2 hitter? Waiting on that pitch to break across the plate. I tell you, just barely stays in the park. I know Easton would have liked that walk-off home run, but he's on second base with a good opportunity here.
Looks like they walk Mullins, put him on first.
That's a good move. And puts back in play your force play at third. And the double play. That's why they call it the pitcher's best friend, that double play.
Have Will Turner come in for Mullins. She'll have runners on first and second, 1 out, and it will bring up Grayson Chitwood. He's reached twice today. He's also, reached 3 times. He's walked, singled, and reached on an error. He also has a strikeout in the second.
20, Grayson Chitwood.
Only run that matters right here is Easton Forbes down at second.
Forbes with really good speed, too. All it takes is that may move him to third. Oh, just left just a little too early.
It's still been a tough play.
Yeah, it would have been a tough play, but just the timing on that, I don't know whether they, I don't know what happened on that exactly.
Bring up Noah Basham.
Now stepping in for your Franklin
He's doubled,
Eagles,
walked.
runners at first and second,
It was
two
hit
outs.
just a little bit
Third baseman, number 17,
deeper than I
Doyle.
think he thought it was. If he fields that in front of him, he's definitely not got a chance to get to third. Although Easton has got good speed, you know. But going back away from it like that, he had a good chance to get down there, I think. But all of that's hindsight.
So we'll have 2 outs, runners on first and second. Winning run down at second in the form of Easton Forbes, who almost had the walk-off. Which is going to stay inside, ball 1.
All it takes is a base hit right here with 2 outs. Good eye.
2-0 the count. Basham can be patient at the plate here. Look for a pitch that he can do something with. Lays down out to center field. Playable ball. Catch
How
will
about
be
that?
made by
How
Young.
about that?
And we're going to have bonus baseball this afternoon as we'll head to the top of the 8th inning. More Eagle baseball right here on your neighborhood network, Cable 12.
Franklin County scores no runs.
We got bonus baseball here in the top of the 8th. Bonner. Ground out to the shortstop.
It's Bird, I think, maybe.
Oh, excuse me, Bird.
And he still grounded out.
Still grounds out to the shortstop.
Now batting for Tunstall, pitcher number 8.
It's going to ring up Hunter Yates.
Chitwood with a good breaking ball, a little bit off the plate.
Yates struck out twice. Hard hit ground ball to Cooper. That's going to be put out there. So quick work here, the first 2 batters. It's going to ring up Dylan Martin. And for his first hit of the ball game, he flew out to center field, struck out, and grounded out to the second baseman.
Plate batting for Tunstall, third baseman number 5, Dylan Martin.
Tell you, that infield out there is, if you can find a shady spot and stand in it, you're fortunate because that sun is down right behind us here in the press box. It makes it really tough if it's a throw down there or a line drive, either one, to see.
Grayson Chitwood has had some success here on the mound late.
Not much better out in center field either.
Sure. He's in a hole here, 3-0, 2 outs, nobody on. Does not want to have a base runner here in the top of the 8th. He will. That pitch will stay high.
And Dylan Martin
draws the walk.
The Trojan runner at first base.
We'll bring up Thomas Barker, who struck out twice. And then took the lead in the 6th off a big home run.
Number 20, Thomas Barker.
See if Barker has any of that mojo left. One on first, 2 outs. Chitwood takes it inside. Kennedy, good job stabbing that one. Go out and talk with the pitcher. Pitch may have not been where Kennedy was expecting it.
Yeah, I don't think so. May not have been where Chitwood was expecting it either. But good job of rounding that one up by Cannon.
Barker digs into the batter's box. 1-0 the count. Pitch stays low, 2-0 the count. 6 straight balls for Chitwood.
Uh-oh, got him picked off. If he can get the play down at second base. Oh! Wow.
Stolen base for Martin.
The hard way.
Martin takes off. Pitch out will be behind him.
There it is. Yeah.
Throw to second just a little bit high.
Yeah.
Andy will talk to Chitwood once again here. Runner now in scoring position. 2-0 count with 2 outs. We said Barker does have a home run on the afternoon already. Go ahead run down at second. Three and 0, 7 balls in a row for Chitwood. Needing to find the strike zone. They will just put him on.
You know, 2 outs, probably not a bad move. Sets up the force out at any base.
Brings up the bottom of the order, Dylan Young out in center field. He has reached twice and scored twice. See if Chitwood's able to find the strike zone. Does just that. 0-1 the count.
It's a good pitch. That was a good pitch for the Young to take to right field, too.
Pitch in the dirt. Kennedy's able to block. Evens the count up at 1-1.
I think Young has his orders to make sure it's a strike. That takes all the forces out of the thing. They probably put him on base again. I don't know. I don't know why you would do that with the 9th place hitter, but other than to set up a force play. But it didn't work the last time.
Pitch high and outside. 3-1 the count.
Chitwood struggling out there to get it across the plate.
Hard hit ball out to left field. Williams going to have to give chase. It's going to be off the fence. Going to score 2. And Young will make his way down to second. 2-run double. Push it around to the top of the order to Grant Elliott. Big hit there to put the Trojans on top of the Franklin Finance scoreboard, 8-6. Coach Shelton's going to come out and have a talk with his pitcher. We'll take another break. You're watching Eagle Baseball right here on your neighborhood network, Cable 12. Back now here with 2 outs in the top of the 8th. The Trojans have put 2 runs across to take the lead, 8-6. Had a pitching change here for the Eagles. Noah Basham will come in to pitch, going to second base. Going to shortstop. Nope, second base. I was right the first time. I think it's going to be Logan Mason. And Grayson Chitwood will move out to center field. Two 2-0 the count here. Runner still out on second. In the form of Dylan Young.
Started ball down the line.
Will score another run here. Seeing eye single down the third baseline. Score Dylan Young from second. Put Grant Elliott down at first. Now bring up Logan Pritchett. It's a strikeout. Reached in the second and fifth. Was left stranded at first. Flew out to left field. See there on the Franklin Finance scoreboard, the Trojans now up 9-6. It's going to be a tough row to hoe for the Eagles. They're able to get this third out, find their way into the bottom of the 8th. Hard hit ball out to second. They will get into the bottom of the 8th, down 9 runs. So the Eagles are going to need 3 runs in the bottom of the 8th inning to keep this game alive. 4 runs to pick up the win and due up for the Eagles have to wait and see if there are any changes, but it looks like Mason, Merrick, and Kennedy would be the three due up here for Franklin County. I wouldn't expect to see much, if any, changes for Coach Shelton.
Right. I think these Eagles have come back twice from 2 down. Have not come back from 3 down, if I remember correctly, but twice, maybe 3 times with 2 down. I can't remember. It's been a while. That they've come back to tie it up, so we'll see if they can do that again, being 3 down, and whether they can catch on to Yates' pitching style out there and put a few more runs across the plate, but are down 3.
It's one of those deals, it's hard to believe. The hard hit ball by Easton Forbes, how close it was to going out, ending the ball game, and now you found yourself in a 3-run deficit just to keep the ball game alive.
And ended up stranding out there on the base pass. Forbes.
The Eagles have also ended 2 innings with bases loaded.
Yeah.
So they've had their opportunities. See what they can do with them here in the bottom of the 8th. As we said, due up will be Mason, Merrick, and Kennedy. Mason advanced a runner with a bunt in the 5th when he came on and then walked and was stranded at first in the bottom of the 6th. Big breaking pitch going to stay inside.
It's a pretty nice pitch there to start off with. Yates getting the call strike there on the inside corner.
Evens up the count at 1-1. Mason's going to foul that one off. In the hole now, 1-2 the count. Getting for just joining us, we're in extra innings. After the Eagles were able to tie up the ball game in the bottom of the 7th. 3-run top of the 8th for the Trojans, have them out in front. That's going to be the first out for the Eagles. Eagles down to their final 2 outs. Merrick and Kennedy due up for Franklin County. Merrick has 2 strikeouts. He flew out to the second baseman, and he singled and scored the first run of the ball game for the Eagles back in the bottom of the 2nd.
A loose ball getting away out there. Good heads-up play by the umpire to get play stopped.
High fly ball down the right field line. It's going to find its way foul. A couple of Trojans gave chase, but were unable to reach.
And a break there from Eric. Another opportunity to get a base runner here in overtime.
Count will go to 0-1 with 1 out. Again, great camera work all afternoon by Taylor Chitwood down the first base line. Jamey Singleton down the third base line. Steve Oakes putting things together in the van. They're just going to stay high, even up the count at 1-1. Eagles needing a rally here, down 3 runs just to keep this game alive. Pitch stays high, 2-1 the count. Big
Nice
swing and a miss there by Merrick.
Merrick way out in front of that one. It's a good pitch there by Yates to pull a string on that one. Change up.
Pitch will stay high. Count goes full. 3-2, 1 out. Nobody on for the Eagles.
Oh, big cut.
Swing and a miss. Strikeout throw out there. Third strikeout of the day for Merrick. With 2 outs, going to bring up the catcher, Hunter Kennedy, who has walked in his last 2 at-bats. He's been stranded at third twice, stranded at first, and has a strikeout. He also has a big double that scored Merrick for the first run of the ball game for the Eagles. An important game in the Piedmont District. Both of these teams coming into today's contest 9-3.
Nice breaking pitch there.
2-0 the count, 2 outs, nobody on. Eagles down 9-6 here in extra innings, the bottom of the 8th. We've said if they do not score 3 runs here, the game will be over. Kennedy swinging a miss there, 2-1 the count. Hard hit ball up the middle. Seeing eye single there for Hunter Kennedy. We'll put a runner on the base pads for the Eagles. Bring up the bottom of the lineup, Dawson Cooper.
Cooper reached base 3 times, twice on base on balls and then a base hit. Flied out his other time at bat.
Now at the plate for you, Franklin County Eagles.
Been real
Third baseman,
productive
number 4,
for a number 9 hitter today.
Runner on first, 2 outs. Tying run. Still in the dugout. 1-0 the count now to Dawson Cooper. Below 2-0 the count now.
Eagles need base runners, that's for sure. Definitely would like to get a free pass here.
Knows the importance of ending the game here on this batter. You don't want to bring the tying run to the plate. 2-1 the count now, 2 outs, runner on first.
As well as the leadoff batter coming up.
Cooper has walked twice, reached on an error and flew out to the second baseman. He's also scored once and stole a base. Now we have a 3-1 count. Cooper out in front. Going to be in the dirt. Going to have runner on first and second. Tying run's going to come to the plate in the form of the leadoff batter for the Eagles, Michael Williams.
Number 9, Michael Williams.
Reached on 1 base on balls. He'd take another one today. Yates struggling.
Runner will advance to third. That'll be Kennedy. Cooper will stay at first. We're going to have a discussion with Yates, see if they decide to make a change. But, Mike, it would be no better time than now. Would it be time for a home run?
Sure, it sure would be. Great American Game is brought to you by the guys who are keeping Great American Dream alive here in Franklin County. It's Christina Deffabaugh at Weichert Realty. It's time for a home run in your life. Contact Christina at 540-420-0485 when it's time to buy or sell your single-family dwelling. You can also email her at christina.drealtor@yahoo.com. That's Christina Deffabaugh, 540-420-0485. 0485 or email Christina at christina.drealtor@yahoo.com. Guys, it would really be a shot in the arm for these Eagles to go home with a walk-off home run.
It's like coming in to pitch for the Tunstall Trojans, going to be number 5, Dylan Martin.
Now, third base, number 12, Dylan Young.
While he warms up, we'll take one more break. You're watching Eagle Baseball right here on your neighborhood network, Cable 12. After the pitching change, Dylan Martin on the mound. 1-0 the count, 2 outs. Runners on first and third. Eagles needing 3 runs to keep this game alive. Left fielder Michael Williams stepping into the batter's box.
Martin with a wicked curveball. First pitch out there. Good to see the confidence that young fella has in that breaking pitch.
Ends up the count at 1-1.
Another curveball.
Now ahead in the count, 1-2.
All he needs is one more of those. They get to go on.
First pitch of the ball game here.
Hard hit ball in the hole. They score 1. There's a runner over to third. Runners at the corner.
Big hit there by Williams. Said it will score Kennedy. Cooper will move around to third. It'll bring up Easton Forbes, who has hits in each of his last 3 at-bats.
Good job right there, Michael. Keep it rolling, Easton. Keep it rolling, man.
Trojans giving Martin a little pep talk out there. Williams doing a great job of holding off that big cut and just making contact, putting that ball in play.
Franklin Defiant scoreboard shows the Tunstall Trojans still up 9-7. The importance of that big hit, not only scoring the run, brings the winning run to the plate in the form of Easton Forbes, who almost ended it.
Yeah, by just inches out there in right field.
Runner taking off, going to second, so runners will be on second and third. Williams gets the stolen base.
Base hit ties the ball game.
See what Forbes can do. 1-0 the count. Ooh, big cut there. Evens up the count at 1-1.
Easton wanted that one on the inside corner and didn't get it. Martin, good job of throwing that breaking pitch.
Cut back inside. 2-1 the count. The thing is here, if you put Forbes on, you're going to be bringing up Mullins, Chitwood, and Basham. Your next 4 hitters in the lineup, including Forbes, definitely can make a difference here with 2 outs.
Oh.
Tough call the inside part of the plate there. Evens up the count at 2-2. 2 outs. Runners on second and third. Eagles down by 2 here in the bottom of the 8th.
Tough break there, but that was a ball.
Saw by the blind guys.
Yeah. Hard hit ball up the middle.
The Eagles will try to score the tying run. Going to have a play at the plate here. Going to be off target. Forbes going to make the turn around second. And the Eagles have tied up the ball game. Easton Forbes will stand at second.
Did that more than once today.
See it there on the
Standing on
replay.
second base.
Forbes now has 3 doubles in a row. He is 4 for 6 on the day.
Well, Mullins would definitely like to end this thing right here.
Got a new ball game here with 2 outs. They're going to put Mullins on first and bring up Grayson Chitwood. Second time they've put Cameron Mullins on in his 3rd walk of the game. He also has a double and a scored.
Well, it worked the last time. And, Chitwood with an an opportunity here to win the ball game.
Any ball into the outfield has to be sure they field it cleanly or this ball game's going to be over. Ball 1-0 the count, 2 outs. Winning run in the form of Easton Forbes standing at second. See if Dylan Martin can work out of this jam. Pitch stays outside, 2-0 the count. Pitch stays high, 3-0 the count, Mike.
Oh, that was a close pitch there. Thought maybe the plate umpire was going to pull his string on that one.
Pitch in the dirt, ball 4, bases loaded, 2 outs. And Noah Basham going to come to the plate. Any base hit here, Mike, will win the ball game. Simple as that.
Yeah, that's right. Two outs. Any force play is going to put this into another inning.
You know, Mike, when you used to play baseball in the backyard or in the field, it was always 2 outs, bottom of the ninth, bases loaded, game tied.
That's right.
No better than this right here.
Exactly. This is the one as a kid you're waiting on.
See what Basham can do with this one. Already has a double on the day. Also walked and scored in the 5th. Base hit there. That's going to win the ball game. Walk-off single for Noah Basham, and the Eagles will take the win 10-9 over the Tunstall Trojans. What a comeback by the Eagles, and what a ball game. A great way to come back after spring break here, Mike.
Absolutely. A big road trip and then coming back home and winning that one. It's and winning this close one is a big deal. Coming back and getting these Eagles ready for the long haul, going into the end of the season with a lot of momentum here. You know, guys does what they did today, come back 3 times and then finally winning this ball game in extra innings, 10-9.
A lot of heart here by the Eagles. As we said, final score tonight, as it has turned in tonight here at Benjamin Franklin Middle School, WWNAF Junior Field. The Eagles of Franklin County take the 10-9 win over the Tunstall Trojans in the 8th inning. This has been another broadcast of Eagle Baseball right here on your neighborhood network, Cable 12.